Two things. One, I wanted to start filming this like 2 or 3 days ago, but as you can tell, I've lost my voice. And I was hoping that it would come back in time to start this, but it's just getting worse. So I'm just going to start this anyway, because I don't know how long this is going to take to come back. So with that being said, this week, I want to do another 24-hour video, but it's going to be like all my other ones where I don't do it all in one sitting. I'm going to try and do it in as little of days as possible. Next week is Thanksgiving, so I want to do it this week to try and, get it done quickly. So yeah, I guess we'll go through the books that we're going to be reading for this. I am in the middle of reading a book already. It is The Lesser Gods by Heather Dubree. This was a super random find on Kindle Unlimited. I wanted something kind of shorter, which this one is only 357 pages. I wanted something kind of shorter to read because, my mind is just blanking so bad. The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent, which is the third book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. That one comes out in 2 days. It comes out the 19th. What is today? Today's the 17th. So yeah, in 2 days that comes out. So I wanted something kind of shorter, but I am going to finish this today because I do only have like an hour left in this book. So basically, I'll read the synopsis to this book real quick. So this one is, in a world ravaged by a 200-year war pitting humankind against the immortal vampire, Emmeline rises as a symbol of hope for her kingdom. Determined to help save her people from the lifetime of tyranny at the hands of their vampire overlords, she had never expected to become the sacrifice for that peace. Taken to Aeternalis, I feel like that's not how you say that at all. We're gonna go with it. The ancient castle deep in the heart of the vampire city, she becomes the reluctant bride to their prince Euclid. Again, I don't know how to say any of these names or words, and there's no pronunciation guide in here. Bear with me, all right? Peace for both people hangs in the balance as Emmeline tries to adapt to the court of the vampires, a group she had been raised to hate. In this tale of love and sacrifice, Emmeline embarks on a journey to find if true love can bridge even the darkest of divides. Will she find happiness and peace in the arms of her mortal enemy, or face an immortal life full of despair? So my thing with this is, it does say author's note, updated and revised to fix grammatical errors. So far, we'll start with how I'm feeling about this book. So far, I'm really enjoying this. I really enjoy our main male character, and I love the banter. The banter is so good in this book. It has kept my interest pretty much this whole time. Also, I really enjoy the plot, the story behind everything. The plot's pretty good. I feel like this would be like a 4.5 star for me, but the writing is not getting a knockdown. It says that it was fixed for the grammatical errors, but this thing needed a heavy 1 or 2 more rounds of editing. I don't know if there wasn't an editor, but I have found multiple sentences where either 2 words are repeated back to back. I wish I would have highlighted the things that I found. One of them, I literally found the same exact sentence typed twice, back to back. And then there was another sentence that I had found where it was the sentence, and it was the sentence got rewrote slightly different with a little bit different wording, but the original sentence didn't get erased. And then there's been a couple times that I found the same 2 words typed again, she stopped mid-sentence and then went to write again. So there's still a lot of grammatical errors throughout here, so that's kind of taken me out of the story. I'll be super into the story, flying through it, and then I'll hit one of those moments and it takes me out of it, and I'm like, whoa, okay. So I mean, it's still enough where if you enjoy vampires and you want a quick romantasy, I would still recommend this book even with that, and it's not going to knock it down too much. Like I said, so far as of right now, I'm between a 4 and a 4.25 star. I'm really enjoying this, and I only have an hour left. I'm at 87%, so I don't see this book really taking a turn to where I'm going to knock it down too much. But with that being said, if you do pick this book up, just know that going into it, you're going to find moments where there are typos and repeated sentences. It's really not that big of a deal, but like I said, this definitely could have used a couple more rounds of editing. But overall, I am really, really enjoying this story. It's a fun, quick read. And then I am 50% of the way through The Hobbit. I've mainly been reading this I think I'm further than this. I've been reading this on my Kindle because I did get it through my local library also. But I was really enjoying this at the first 50%, but now I'm kind of more in the mood for like romantasy versus just straight fantasy. So I've kind of been putting this on the back burner, but I also kind of want to get back into the Book of Azrael. The last time I stopped reading, I was like 140 pages in. And I want to kind of try and read more because I'm not going to pay for Kindle Unlimited next month because I am really trying to get through my physical TBR. I have so many books that I need to read that I kind of just want to stop binge scrolling through Kindle Unlimited and finding books to read on there. I need to focus on this. But anyway, so these are like the next two that I'm kind of debating. I don't know which one I'm going to get back into. But with that being said, let's get back into The Lesser Gods, finish this book. So I just finished The Lesser Gods, and I'm not completely sure on what I want to rate it yet. Whatever I do end up rating, I'll put like right up here. I'm going to give this, as of now, a flat 4 stars. I did really enjoy this. The plot was really good. There were a couple of twists that I didn't see coming, and it definitely was kind of a quicker read. Super easy to get through. The banter was really good. I really enjoyed our main male character. And the thing that made me like this book that much more was that I really enjoyed the side characters. And I'm going to look further into this. I don't know if there are any like spin-off novellas or anything like that you would get the side characters in. I'm hoping that there is, because there's 2 characters in particular I really want Imogen's point of view, and there is another, really 3 characters, but 2 of them could kind of be put together. So Imogen, Amius, or Amius, however you say his name, and was it Felix? I think his name was Felix. I really liked those 3, and I would love to get more of like their point of views, or even just like a little backstory on them. So a little bit further into this that I feel like wouldn't be spoilers is with Euclid. I don't know how to say his name, for being honest, but he is the crown prince of Aethernalis or Aetheralis. Again, the names in these books are not my friends, okay? There's no pronunciation guide, which I wish there was because I struggled. But he's the crown prince, and our main female character, Emmeline, is a human, and they have been in a 200-year war with the vampires. She is then put into an arranged marriage with the prince to try and bring peace between the two. And you kind of find out more about Euclid as like towards the beginning, and it was definitely a very interesting backstory to him, and I did really like his backstory. I don't want to go further because there was one thing I was going to say, but then I realized that that would actually be a spoiler, so I'm going to keep that out. But I love their banter. I can never go wrong with a forced proximity, marriage of convenience, anything like that, arranged marriage. Any of those tropes are going to get me. I don't think I've read any books that I didn't like them in. Just overall, I loved this. I would love to get more of a backstory, like I said, on these side characters. The biggest thing that I had a problem with is, like I said in my previous update, it just needed another run of editing. It did get better towards the end. I would say like the last 15 to 20%, I didn't really notice very many typos at all. The beginning is kind of slower, not even the beginning. Yeah, there's like a little bit of slow part in the beginning. Things pick up. You kind of get another little flat, slow spot, and then things really pick up like the last 15%. If you're looking for something with vampires, a slow burn, but it's a quick pace read, I would still recommend this even with the errors that were in there. I mean, they take you out of the story a little bit, but it's really not that big of a deal. With that being said, tomorrow is the release day for the next book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. I thought I'd finish this yesterday, but I didn't. And so because I'm only like 25% of the way through the Book of Azrael, I don't really want to pick that up right now because I know I'm not going to finish that before tomorrow. Same with The Hobbit. It's just, I'm not really in the mood for that right now. So I think what I'm going to do is just for today, I am in the middle of a reread of Akamath again, and I'm on page 362. So I'm over halfway through this again. So I think I'm just going to go back and reread, like go back to my reread of this. I've just been having a really fun time looking at all my old annotations and kind of like adding to them. And it's just a comfort read for me. So I'm kind of just in the mood to go back into a world that I've already been in that just feels super easy and relaxing to read, because I really don't want to go back to learning new characters when I know tomorrow I'm going to want to start that book and it's going to take me out of whatever book I start. I think after I read, I can't remember the title of it, The Songbird and the Heart of Stone or something like that, which I think it focuses on Mish, which I'm super excited about because I really wanted more of a backstory from her when I read The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I absolutely loved her character and I cannot wait to read more about her. I cannot wait. But anyway, sidetracked. I think after I read that, I'm going to start my reread of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, because we do only have what comes out, I think the 21st of January. And so I know Fourth Wing I'll fly through. Iron Flame, on the other hand, I think might take me a little bit longer to get through. So I want to start my reread early so that I don't feel rushed at the end. So I'm going to give myself like a good solid 2 months to really get through those, because I know I'm going to kind of take breaks and read other books that are coming out. We've hit like the 1 hour mark. We're at 22 hours and 56 minutes left. So we'll get back to reading, get through as much as I can today, and tomorrow perfection comes out. I'm too lazy to set up my tripod. My lighting's really bad in my room and it's currently 11:30 at night, and I just need to give this update, okay? So this can't wait. I just finished my like 4th or 5th reread of Akamath. Tell me how this story still manages to make me cry, sob like a little kid every time I read it, okay? Chapter 54, I'm ugly crying on the couch at 10 o'clock at night. I have no shame in that. I'll admit it. Does it have any business doing that? No. Should I still be crying even though I know what's going to happen? I know what they're going to say. No. But I do. There's just something about this book. And also tell me why I was literally like 65% of the way through this book today and I struggled to finish like a 325 page book on the Kindle in like 4 or 5 days. Explain that. But then I'm on, I don't even remember what page I told you guys I was on earlier when I picked this up, but I was like 60% of the way through this book. So I was on page 362 when I updated you guys today. So explain to me how I read from page 362 to page 600, from 362 to 624. But it takes me like 4 days to finish a 300 and some page book on the Kindle. There is just something, no one can convince me otherwise, there is something that this woman puts in her books that is all consuming. I can't stop. I will speed read through everything. And my focus will go nowhere else. Every other book I pick up, I'm making it like 5 pages before I'm picking my phone up. These, I will sit there and read 200 pages in one sitting without looking at anything. What does she put in these? Why are they so addictive? Why are they so easy to read? It gets 5 stars like it always does. This book will never get old to me, I swear. I don't know what it is about this series. I feel like a lot of it just has to do with it's what got me back into reading, so I just really stick to these series. Or to this series. I'm sorry if this camera is like super shaky. I just really had to give this update. That's it. Okay, I just have to pause this to say I forgot how much I absolutely love Carissa Broadbent's writing. The way that she describes things is just so good. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like a lot of the times when I read something, you get the generic, like, hair as black as a raven's feather. It gives you the description that you need, but it's not the description you really want. Her descriptions. Like, I'll just do this one. It's talking about scars on one of the characters' face. And it says, they dug deep into his flesh, black and luminescent blue, as if whatever had made them had clawed past muscle and bone, all the way down to his soul. I don't know, it's one of those things that like doesn't really give you a great description, but this feels so weird trying to describe this. It makes you like feel this description. That sounds so weird. I don't know how to describe this or if anybody else is going to understand and relate to what I'm saying. But like when I read her descriptions versus when I read a lot of other description books, this just gives me like a full-blown reaction to it where I'm like, oh, where other books I'm like, oh yeah, I can picture that. It's a good one. But like these ones make me want to highlight like every single word that she's saying. Also, we're just meeting a new character that wasn't in the last series, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I forgot how much I love this world. I remembered how much I liked Mish, but like I really forgot how much I loved this world. Okay, that's all I really had to say. There's something about Carissa Broadbent's writing that just completely sucks me in. I think her and then ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, like those, because I liked Crescent City, but it was okay. It wasn't anything that like I really ever want to go back and read, but I'll read it because it's SJM. But like Throne of Glass and ACOTAR have my whole soul. This one, the way that Carissa Broadbent writes sucks me into her stories in the same way that those two series do. Like I feel like they're just constantly stuck in my head, and they're ones that I can sit down and I can read for 5 hours straight, not even realize that I had been reading that long. I don't know what's in these books, man, but just... Anyway, I'm gonna go back to reading. Okay, so I wanted to do a little bit of an update. This is taking longer than I wanted it to. We're on day 4, I think, because I started this Monday and it's Thursday. But I want to do an update now. I was going to last night, but then all my batteries were dead because I hit the 12-hour mark last night, so I wanted to just do my update then. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm going to do it now. We are down to 9.5 hours now. And I am on chapter 17 of the Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I'm 41% of the way through. And I have about 6.5 hours left on it. I'm loving this book. I've realized now that I've been pronouncing the main character's name wrong since she was introduced in the first book. It's not Mish like I thought. It's Misha. But I am really enjoying her backstory. I remembered like a little bit from the first 2 books on like the little snippets that you got of her, but I'm really enjoying her character a lot. But I'm also really enjoying our main male character, Asar. I think that's how you say it, is Asar. I love him. What can I say? I'm easy to please. Give me a grumpy, morally gray man and I'm happy with it. I mean, it's as simple as that. There's so many little things in here that are said that can go one of 2 ways on my thought process. And I just want to know so bad what exactly she's hinting at. So I'm like trying to speed read through this so that I can finally get to the point where I find out what exactly all these little hints are. Because it could be either really cute or just like a super simple explanation. But I need to know. You haven't read this trilogy. This is the final book in this series. So it's a trilogy, but there is also a little novella called 6 Scorched Roses. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. I absolutely love the series. The first one I gave 5 stars. The second one I think I gave 4 stars because I remember I got really bored in the middle of it. But then the novella I gave 5 stars, which I usually don't give novellas 5 stars, but I devoured that novella in like 3 hours. I loved it. And now this one, so far, I'm extremely invested in these characters. I love them. So if you have not picked up the Crowns of Nyaxia series, do it. You won't be disappointed. Oh, Also, since I do have 9.5 hours left, and this says I have about 6.5 hours left of reading, I did forget that I bought Empire the Vampire by Jay Kristoff, and it showed up yesterday or 2 days ago. And I think this is going to be the next book that I start. Also, look at that flop. That is a quality flop right there. I mean, seriously, what? Anyway, I didn't know that there was art in this book, but like, look at the detailing on that map. And then there is different art throughout it. And I am here for this. Like, I just wish every story had this in it. So I think this is going to be the next one I pick up. I know that I said I was going to start my Fourth Wing reread, but really I think I'm either going to start this book or I'm going to start my reread of A Court of Wings and Ruin. Because every time I get on TikTok, I keep seeing nothing but ACOTAR videos, and every time I see those videos, it just immediately makes me want to pick it up. So I might do that. I'm not really sure. We'll see. But those are the two contenders right now. The scene that I am reading right now, if you've read this book, chapter 30. All I have to say is chapter 30. Literally every single time that I do these 24-hour vlogs, the timer always shuts off. So like every night before I go to bed, I always screenshot how long I have left. I almost made it through the whole thing without it disappearing, and this time it was my own fault. I went to go hit the pause button on like the lock screen, and because it of course has to have the stupid X next to it, I went to go hit the pause and misclicked and hit the X. Anyway, I had roughly like an hour and 16 minutes left because I have an hour and 3 minutes left in this book, and it was pretty close to the amount of time I had, like a little bit that would be over. So there's that. Okay. I just finished this. I do still have 16 minutes left on the timer, but I'm just gonna end it here because like what am I gonna get done in 16 minutes? A chapter? Kind of pointless to go into that. The ending to this. Hello? This book has consumed me the last 3 days. Absolutely consumed me in the best way possible. This one I think might rival for my favorite one in the series. so far. I thought that there were only 3 books in the series. I thought that this was the last book because when I got it on Amazon, it said book 3 of 3. So I thought that this was the last one. I was wrong. There's still another one. And at the ending of this, I need it. I have to have it right now. I can't wait. I really liked Misha when she was first introduced, but this book just made her like my favorite character. And Asar, I didn't think I could like anybody more than Rain. Wrong again. So many things happened in this that I did not see coming. I thought for sure there were like 2 or 3 times getting towards the end on like the last 15% that I was like, this is where this is going to go and it's going to wreck my soul. No, I was wrong on one part. I was not wrong on the wrecking my soul part. I'm not going to stop thinking about this book, and I already know that. This was a 5 stars. I absolutely love Misha's backstory. The way that she had her core beliefs just at war with each other throughout this whole book, and watching her trying to navigate all of her feelings, just absolutely, I couldn't put it down. I could not stop reading this. I just can't get over the end. That's all I'm thinking about. I can't. Let me know down in the comments if you read this book or if you're in the middle of it. How do you like it? Okay? Because so far, I think this might be my favorite one in the series. Someone stop me from going to Barnes & Noble tomorrow and buying all these books in person. I might be changing what I read now. I might be going and reading all of Carissa Broadbent's backlogs. I really want to get into Daughter of No Worlds and also Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I really want to read both those series. It was just so good. I can't recommend the series enough. How do I move on from that? How do I pick another book to read? I was going to start a new book after this. Like I said, it was going to be Empire the Vampire or doing my reread, and I think I'm going to have to go with my reread because like I really just don't know how I can move into a new series after this. I think I just need to move on to another book that I've already read that I know I love because I don't want to hit a reading slump. And I fear that if I do that after reading this, I might end up in a reading slump. Anyway, I'm gonna go cry by myself and try and figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a thumbs up. It helps tremendously on my videos. And make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all my future videos. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!